Good evening and welcome to another episode of Touchline Fracas. Back in the studio, lockdown over, so we decided to do it in style. I am joined by an old, familiar face. And
definitely old. You see them grey hairs?
Wow.
A familiar face.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm blessed, man. Can't complain. Life's wonderful.
Good.
Into the mic. I don't know, because of that whole thingy, I'm a bit skeptical.
Shemmy, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Yeah, another W, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll get to that, yeah?
You will.
Cool. Lewis, man, how you doing? You disappeared from the Discord.
No, I did not.
You
I'm there fucking every
No,
fucking week.
you were there at some points, but then you disappeared at some points.
For the whole duration of the match, I was there.
Good. Before I start, I'll do the usual, plug our socials. Obviously, if you're not following us on the Twitter, follow the Twitter at Touchline Fracas. Subscribe to the YouTube. All the club pods are going to be posted live on YouTube. So every evening, follow the club pod accounts. You can watch us get into it, and obviously
Get your patrons up.
Get your patrons up. Yeah, it goes without saying. And obviously the Discords, if you want to hear everybody getting pammed, mainly Arsenal these days. Yeah, sign up. And yeah, everybody who doesn't support Arsenal, sign up, because there's way too many of them on that platform at the moment.
Any chance of Chelsea doing a Discord?
Yeah, Shemmy, what's going on with that?
Dan and like
No, that's not.
You're part of the team now. That's literally your responsibility.
No, I can't, like, in the group chat, they're always saying, like, they're always talking about it.
Oh, what did they say?
They say, like, oh, good work in Discord, etc. or something.
Yeah, that's
I assume it's going all right.
You managed to find literally every single black Chelsea fan that existed.
It's a task, isn't it? They should actually be accredited for that effort, because that's an achievement.
There's half a dozen of them on Chessy Hour, man.
Boy.
Cool. So let's get into the games. And Lewis, I'll start with you guys.
Start with Lou, because Lou probably watched it. I didn't watch that.
You didn't watch it?
I was working. I had no intention of watching it. I knew
You've stopped watching football, haven't you?
I don't enjoy it anymore.
I'll start with you, Lewis. So disappointing 2-0 loss to your rivals Spurs. Obviously you were on the clash on Friday with Tobes and Jack, was it? Yeah. Talking the big one. I don't really think you believed it. Talk us through today's performance.
I never said the bigger. I just reminded them that they are indeed trophyless for a substantial amount of time and haven't won the league for about 50 years.
All right.
I was just reminding them of that. But
Yeah, I guess
my prediction was we'd lose.
So your thing was like they're winning the battle, but you've won the war.
Oh, we'd be winning the war.
Okay, cool. So talk us through today's game then.
I mean, where do we start?
I know what's coming.
I don't really want to talk about it. I don't really know what's to talk about the game. Like it's kind of part and parcel of what we've seen from Arteta and his team over the last few weeks, right? We're getting progressively worse. Oh, actually, to be fair, I thought today we were a little bit better, but that's not saying much.
Were we better because Spurs sat back and allowed us to have the ball, or were we better because we were better?
I think it's the former.
It probably is. But by better, I mean we actually had shots on goal. We actually worked the ball into the box on some occasions, which are things that we hadn't done in previous games. But yeah, man, look, I mean, Arteta seems to be wanting to like break personal records on how many crosses he can get in the
Moyes Junior, man,
in the box. Well, I was gonna say at first, I didn't agree with Anton at first about the David Moyes thing, but now he's turned into this crossing merchant. I'm just like, it's a spot on comparison actually.
Is that if we cross enough?
He's had all these fucking coaches to learn from, and he chose David Moyes as his subject.
David Moyes, that was the biggest part of his career. That was the biggest part of his career.
They play better football at West Ham than we do.
Play better football in most clubs in the Premier League than we do.
Yeah. What did you not think of Spurs? Well, you didn't check it out, but what did you think of Spurs today?
I mean, look, in the preview, I said that's what they're going to do, right? We're going to dominate possession. I think we had something like 70% possession. 69% possession. There was one stage in the game, I think, for a 10-minute period, it was like 92% possession to Arsenal.
Where though?
It was just down the sides.
Yeah.
Just down the sides, isn't it? The possession is but that's how it was always going to go.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Jose been letting people do that for 10 years.
Spurs had like 4 attacks and they scored 2 goals. And, you know, they
2 good goals.
Two really good goals.
Yeah. This is the thing. Jose Mourinho, he knows that he's got 2 match winners at the top end of the pitch, innit? He knows he's got hard worker that gets around in the middle of the pitch, and he knows he's got capable defenders. So he can afford to let you have the ball. And he knows that, you know, Son and Kane, they're not just match winners that are dependent on somebody else creating for them.
They do it for each
And they're capable of just one moment and they can win you a football match, and he knows that.
They did it twice.
So it's like with it's like Deontay Wilder, you know, when he before Fury beat him up, but you know he doesn't need to win 11 rounds. He knows that he just has to get it right once, and that's it. And Jose knows he can do that. So here we are.
Yeah. One thing I would say about Spurs though is, I think the early goal obviously helps their game plan. It would be interesting to see how things went if the game stayed as 0-0, because obviously the Son's goal was a worldie. Like at first I thought,
And he blamed
He was on Leno.
but the thing is, I don't. When you're beaten from that range, I think as a goalkeeper you should be doing more. And he didn't move his feet.
Do you think he was too far forward?
I thought he was too far forward. I don't think he was set properly. He didn't move his feet. So I have a few issues with Leno. But at the end of the day, you just got to accept. Look, he's packed Leno in it. But it'd have been interesting to see how, if the game had gone on, what Jose would have done, because he's tried this tactic, and it's not just against Arsenal. He's tried this. He did against Chelsea, and he's been a lot more negative as of late.
as well.
He did against City. It worked against City, but is that sustainable? Like,
That's what I
he's
wanted
got
to get onto.
points up. Well, let's still pretend there's a big six. He's taken points off everyone, right? They ain't played Liverpool yet, so they've beat United, they've beat us, they've beat City, and they've drawn with Chelsea away.
But to rebuttal that, remember Jose's first season at United? I remember you lot had something stupid like 12, 13 draws, and a lot of those were against mid-table sides. Like to sides you'd expect to beat, but because obviously they set off a lot, and obviously those sides will also sit off too. And then there's just
The
like,
difference
But
is-
I don't think that he sits off against the mid-table sides with Spurs though.
But yeah, and the difference is he didn't have match winners.
that is true. Yeah,
He's got match winners now, so he can do that. He's still got Kane and he's still got Son. That's two real goal scorers. And
that is the big difference, to be fair, because I analysed it and I thought
Dan's always said about having at least two proper scorers in your team. How many teams have that? Liverpool have got two.
United, maybe?
City have got three.
Sterling
Yeah,
I'd call Mahrez a scorer.
Yeah.
and a healthy Aguero.
Yeah, even Jesus when he comes in, he's
Good numbers.
yeah.
They've
so-
got some halves there.
yeah.
yeah. They got
United have got Bruno. They've got Rashford.
Yeah,
Maybe Greenwood.
we'll see.
First goal yesterday.
Low, you like that? We'll get onto that. Don't you worry. Is it time for us to take Spurs seriously as title challengers?
No.
No.
I think Liverpool are so far and away with everyone in this league. I don't think there is a title challenge really. I mean, the teams aren't just gonna throw in the towel, but the title is essentially Liverpool's to lose, and you're asking for a lot. Liverpool have lost 5-6 first team players, and they're still mashing up everyone.
that was peak.
Scary.
4-0.
Scary.
Yeah, like come on, man. So
with no Jota, no Van Dijk, no Gomez.
the
Thiago.
the levels that people have to do to keep up with Liverpool, they can't sustain.
That's not sustainable.
And
yeah.
Liverpool can lose 4 or 5 of their top players and still turn over
Yeah.
everyone.
That's
Spurs lose
scary.
Kane or Son, they're busted.
Yeah,
Literally, yeah.
And there's a big chance of that with Kane anyway. So I don't think Spurs
yeah.
are.
I think Liverpool. I think Liverpool walk this league this season. to be
Everyone
honest.
said that. To be fair,
Yeah.
nobody's mind's been turned.
Yeah.
What did you think of the game, Shemmy?
Yeah, like basically what I expected in terms of Spurs sitting back. To be fair, from what I've seen of Arsenal the last few weeks, you know how they've been showing them a lot of sky. So against Wolves, Leeds, and Villa, this game was actually the first time I saw them work it progressively around the box. So it was a little bit better from that point of view, but the bar is kind of low, to be fair. But yeah, like it's hard because obviously Arsenal have been going through these games where they can't create, and you're asking them to create against a low block Jose team. Like it was hard to watch. Like it was very, very hard to watch. But the few positives was they did work it a little bit better
Relative to what they've been doing.
Relative to what they've been doing. So yeah.
So Partey's come back, got injured again. In the process, Arteta tried to push him back.
Arteta said, you know what, fuck what the linesman said, yeah. Just get on the
Have you
pitch.
seen what Arteta said after?
What did you say?
He's gone from in his interview, said that Partey didn't understand the magnitude of the game or something when he
say
came
that?
off. Something to that effect. Look, the guy's a plank. Yeah, big and serious. He's a plank. He's got.
At first, it was charming. At first, it was like when he was talking to because I think with Emery we lost that. Wenger was always a good communicator, and Emery came in, he couldn't communicate whatsoever. So when we got Arteta back in, it was nice at the start that you had someone talking.
Because he could speak English.
Yeah,
That
but
was a low bar. A low bar.
He's Shakespearean with his words, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
he's got a way with the words. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now I don't even listen to the shit he says anymore. It's just bullshit. A lot of it is just waffle. So
Yeah, so he said from what he said, what I saw as well, he seemed pretty positive about the performance. He's like,
he said, "Oh, the players did everything that
I asked
them
them
to
to
do."
do.
This, see, look, he's not a winner as a character. He's not. Yeah,
you think he pick that up by osmosis at City, you know?
Yeah, that was just fortune. That was just fortune. You was there. He came along for the ride. Whether
You need to be a winner, though.
Huh?
You need to be a winner.
I think you do.
Klopp wasn't a winner
When wasn't he a winner?
as a player.
But his mentality, though. And you could say Klopp wasn't a winner, but Klopp was had a limited ability. When I say Arteta's not a winner, Arteta gives all these talks about this is what you got to do. You didn't really do anything. You went to Rangers and then you was at Everton. You was a mid-table player. And fortunately for you, when Arsenal was in the doldrums and had to panic buy, you was available.
Yeah, and we leaned on him.
Yeah, he was available. And I never understood. When there was always the talk of him coming back as manager, and Arsenal fans, I never got it. Because I never felt like he wasn't an Arsenal. He was a player
He bought
that
into
played
it
for
for a
Arsenal.
bit, though.
Listen to what I'm saying. When he was coming in, he wasn't a player that I looked at as an Arsenal player.
Inspirational guy.
Yeah, he was a guy that was at Arsenal
In the worst period.
in a bad period. He wasn't. He wasn't anyone that I thought, he's someone that we should be looking to bring back. And I did buy into it for a period. I was impressed with the FA Cup final performance, and I was impressed with a lot of what he said at one point. Given the performance I was told about the City game in the semi-final. So the City semi-final, the Cup final, plus what he said, and then the players that we were being linked with. And slightly the first game of the season, even though he was playing Fulham, but we look sharp, we look crisp. I know they're not the best side, and they will throw away chances, but we looked like we had some ideas.
Because if the Arsenal of today were to play that Fulham, it wouldn't look as impressive as that.
I think
first
Fulham.
day.
I think Fulham are
As
just
that first
shit.
day-
So we'd
first
beat
day
them.
Arsenal. You'd beat them, but I don't think you'd look as good as you looked on that first day.
Maybe
but
not.
it seems from the outside looking in, though, it seemed like you lot had your guy, and the performances were positive, and the feeling was very
But
much.
that wasn't the truth, though.
Okay, let's
Look.
get into it.
So look, not to be trying to drag glue, but after we played Liverpool at the end of the season after lockdown, when we beat Liverpool, and on Touchy Gooners, I made it very clear that we don't play well. And a lot of what we're seeing as positives, a lot of that is based on the fact that we're giving Arteta allowances for being inexperienced. But you don't have the luxury of inexperience when you get a job managing at the top. You don't have that luxury because your opposition don't care.
Arsenal are going to give him the luxury.
No, they're not, though.
I think they will.
See, it sounds good, and the club can put all the right sounds out and this is a long term, and he can try and buy himself time by saying, we don't fix things overnight. The reality of it is, if he could organise a football team when he first came in, which we thought we saw, then a year down the line, if he can't, it's not an experience issue. Because he's more experienced now than ever before.
Do you not think though that Arteta when he first came in, he was trying to fix the issues that we had, which was obviously quite clearly the defense, right? He went away to fixing that. We looked a lot more solid. Yeah, we did. I think we did. We were a shambles when Arteta first came in. And then all of a sudden, he solidified us. Obviously, I'm not saying we were some
There was
amazing
shape,
defensive
there was
side,
shape.
but there was shape, and we looked all right in the big games, where we actually looked in the games. But as soon as he took it, so as soon as it was to work on the offense and stuff with the actual football, he's come unstuck. He's come unstuck. He doesn't know how to coach an offense. He doesn't know how to coach an attack. I think he can coach off the ball stuff, but this whole positional thing, which is what he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be this positional coach.
To me,
Yeah.
what you're seeing is an assistant manager in charge of a football team. That's essentially what you're seeing. Because, these little bits where everyone likes you because you're the assistant. No, look, I've done an assistant manager. It's easy. Everyone likes you. Because,
for Justin,
the hard jobs aren't yours.
But
Yeah,
I say this
it's
though.
true.
Let's say his strength is organising the defence,
It isn't, no. This is the thing. Look, I said the same thing about Emery. When people made the excuses for Emery that it's because they were so bad before, my whole argument was it's easier. You've got a blank slate. A team with no organisation, it is much easier to add a bit of organisation.
I agree with
and
that,
that's what Arteta did. He added a bit. He didn't add a lot. We weren't fantastic. Teams couldn't not break us down. It's just it was harder to do. It could still happen. Let's look at the teams that we played. Bournemouth.
Twice.
Everton.
Wait, what period is this?
This is when he first
came.
came.
When he, Chelsea twice.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Chelsea.
The first game of Chelsea was good though.
United.
That's a lie. That's a lie. And here, this is what happened really. This is what happened really. We were good for half an hour. They changed formation and they battered us.
They didn't. They were just doing what we did today. They were just doing what we did today.
Watch the game again. I've watched that game
They
3
didn't
times.
have any chances, bro.
Watch the game again. Once Jorginho came on and went in the middle of the pitch, they battered us.
I don't think they battered us.
They were much the better side.
Shemmy,
much better.
From what I remember the game.
Did you batter us? Did you have like loads of chances? Like what would you consider battering? Possession, I'll give it to you. 100% they took over the game. But they didn't look threatening.
I don't remember having.
Leno dropped across.
I don't remember
Leno
having.
just dropped across and they scored.
I don't remember having a flurry of chances, but the control was a lot better, and I kind of knew the way it was going.
They was always going to score.
It was always going to score.
I thought we were comfortable.
And this is evidently we weren't.
Yeah, but Leno dropped the bloody ball on his knee and it fucking went in.
What score was that game?
But
2-1.
what I'm saying is, normally you can gauge these things by if teams are creating chances, chance after chance, you can say, cool, a goal is coming. They were doing exactly what we were doing today, and Spurs looked so comfortable with it.
But we didn't look comfortable, and this is the thing.
thought we
They had us under sustained pressure, and a goal was inevitably coming, as it did. Palace.
Like today, if Lloris had dropped the ball from one of them crosses today, you couldn't say Arsenal, that goal was coming because Arsenal were pamming in crosses.
But the pressure mounted, and then eventually
But you could have said that about today. That's what I'm saying.
But you can't, because you didn't. It didn't happen. That literally happened.
Because of goalkeeping error.
Which was brought on by what? Pressure.
I don't think that's true. I think that's a very simple way of looking at it.
Football was a simple game, bro.
I mean, to an extent, you could argue that the pressure brought the free kick, which then brought the.
Simple.
Of course, it's easy to say.
I hear what you're saying.
If you didn't score for that cross,
yeah,
I think
you say the same thing.
Yeah, what I'm saying, I don't think Ant thinks you lot had as much pressure today as Chelsea had.
I never saw today, so I'm not in a position. I'm not in a
fair
position to
enough.
know. But what I'm saying is, when I watched that Chelsea game, it was obvious to me
A goal was
that
coming.
a goal was coming, and he didn't change anything. And I remember tweeting at the time, and then there was another game that we lost later on, and I tweeted at the time that Arteta is very naive and his in-game management needs to improve because we keep throwing away games late.
We conceded the most late goals, and we were conceding loads of leads as well. So yeah, you're right.
So what are you good at?
Nothing. We're not good at anything. We're reasonably solid. Like I think defensively we're okay. We don't minus the Aston Villa game where I don't know what happened in that game, but we haven't like really been battered by anyone. I don't think so.
It's just meh.
Defensively we're okay, but that's just simply because we don't really attack. So I think that's a consequence of not having a because whenever we do try and attack, like the Villa game,
and today,
and we just get pammed on the break, and this is
what I was going to say.
It's a byproduct.
The most dangerous thing you can be in this league, because of the pace that exists in this league and the transition that exists in the league, is a poor attack. It's the most dangerous thing you can be, because the second you send men forward and you lose the ball and you've now lost your shape behind you, you are in big danger. Yeah. So Arsenal are at their most weak when we have the ball in the attacking third because we don't know what to do with it, and we don't have anyone. Yeah. I watched the Europa League games. I swear to God, I find it so hard to watch them, but I watch it because I want to see the kids play. I want to see the Smith Rowes. I want to see Balogun. I want to see these kids play. So I watched on Thursday, and I watched Lacazette play 10, and I watched people praise him, and I watched people praise the team, and then I watched like the first 10 minutes of the game today, and I saw Lacazette in a 10, and what Lacazette did is he played like he's a magic man, that wherever the ball went, he followed it and played 1 or 2 touch. Yeah. This is in the first 10 to 15 minutes, and people are gonna see Lacaz's doing well, but he's not. Because all you're doing is you're congesting the area. But it's not his fault because that's not his job position. He's 30 years old?
No, a bit younger.
Is he?
29.
Is he 29?
30.
Fuck, he looks old. That's not his role. Why are you playing him there?
People say he did all right today, actually. Like,
All right.
I think
all right
second half,
relative for the role.
I thought second half he actually done all right. So like the chances when you worked it into the box. So there was one chance where Willian and all he had to do was burst onto it.
He's another one. Why is he here?
Yeah, that's horrible.
Why is he here?
That's horrible.
He's connected
so
his pension.
nuts.
Do you know what? Do you know what's mad? Sorry, and do you know what's mad? Yeah, I think today was the first time where the football actually woke up because Jamie Redknapp put the lights on him. Like he literally said, "Willian, he's got to come off the right and come into pockets." Like that was the first time.
He can't. He's 33
you know
years
what I'm saying?
old. He's
So, like-
look. When I first saw we was linked with Willian, I just thought it was paper talk. I didn't think there was any way in hell we would seriously be considering taking a 33-year-old
It's not a
Willian
serious move, man.
off of Chelsea. I didn't think it was serious.
I don't know why you didn't, because that's an Arsenal thing to do.
Yeah, for real.
I thought they would have learned from making the same mistake how many
lived
times?
through for a
Arsenal, bro. We
minute.
make the same
Like-
mistakes everywhere.
I honestly didn't believe it was true. It's only when people was really, really I was thinking, there's no way they're going to do this. It's so obviously a bad move.
It's not going to work.
It's so obviously a bad move. And
In
here we
all-
are.
in all
And guess
senses,
what?
Yeah. Financially,
Guess
bad
what?
move.
Now he's not going nowhere.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere now.
Yeah, 2 more years.
I
of
see
that
Rob
kid.
Holding starting. Rob Holding's not. He shouldn't be playing in the Premier League.
Hey, what's happened to Bellerin?
No, forget Bellerin. Let's focus on Holding. I don't give a shit about Bellerin. Honestly,
No, he was terrible today, though.
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Terrible.
Rob Holding has no business in the Premier League. What back like he was going to go on loan to Newcastle, right? He doesn't get in their back line. He's not better than Lascelles, and he's not better than Shaw. He doesn't get in at Wolves. He doesn't get in at Sheffield United.
He probably gets it at like West Brom or something like that. Carl
They're
Bartley.
championship size.
Yeah, cool. There you go.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they're not. They shouldn't be in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like, but you're starting him week in, week out.
I know, it's mental, mate.
I'm not a fan of Ceballos, as you know. But there's no way in hell we shouldn't be starting over Xhaka. No,
Facts.
there is not a single footballing reason that you can tell, or something that Granit Xhaka does on the football pitch better than Ceballos. He doesn't
He's
get
a
around.
linchpin, you know.
He doesn't get around the pitch better. He doesn't get around the pitch. He doesn't win the ball back better. He's not better on the ball. He doesn't provide a better screen. He doesn't get the ball off the defenders, and he doesn't do anything better than Ceballos. And I don't even really rate Ceballos. I'll be real, but
Clearly better.
clearly better. The Saliba thing.
Mbappe of defenders, man.
Allow it, man.
No, but you can say that, and we deserve the banner because we're in a situation now where we look like mugs, but.
You're linked with more defenders.
No, but to be fair, we're probably going to need one. We're losing like 4 centre-backs at the end of the season. I get it. I think we need one. But
Murray and Chambers have come back off long-term injuries and are playing ahead of my man, and they're shit.
Like, they're bad.
They're both shit.
Chambers is another one. Like, shouldn't be probably not a Premier League defender.
Scary.
Chambers has been relegated every single time he's played in the.
And fucking Fulham still wanted him back. they
don't
don't
go
learn.
back down.
Okay, so
What? Chambers is going to stay with us, and we're going to go down.
cool. So to sum up, it's a mess, really. And
He's just got to go.
yeah. I don't
So
think I don't see-
now,
Now,
Okay.
Look, this is the thing. Yeah, this is the thing. You can make a mistake, yeah, and you can spend all the time in the world waiting to make sure you've made the mistake, or you can accept you've made the mistake and rectify it. But the longer it takes to rectify it, the harder you're making it for the next
how
person.
do you think we rectify it now?
By sacking him.
Okay, but that's one part of the rectification. But then
You
what
sack
happens?
him, and then you bring in a top quality manager. You
But
bring
who?
you bring in Pochettino. You move heaven
think
and earth
that-
to get him.
Do you man think that's realistic?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Why not?
I'm not
He's
too
got
sure.
no
I think he's
money.
holding out for
I don't
something
think- I
else.
don't
Holding out for what? What's he been offered?
Oh no! When Ollie's bad run,
Ollie's not getting signed.
That's not ended, bro. Ollie's not happy.
That's not happening.
When
I'm
Bruno
looking, I'm
stopped
keeping a
saving
look at
Ollie's
Real
ass.
Madrid.
For me, it's the financial.
Why would Real Madrid give him the job? What for?
I think he's probably the hottest manager in the market, though.
Real Madrid aren't giving him no job. What for?
Wait.
Because
What,
Zidane's
what,
going.
They
What about
might sack
the-
Zidane, you know.
But what is Poch getting the Madrid job for?
Who else are they gonna give it to?
I'm sure there'll be someone.
Who knows?
I don't know.
there is, bro.
Can't be Poch.
I think his reputation on the continent is that guy.
Why do you think that?
Because I think everybody accepts that what he did at Spurs.
wait. If his reputation on the continent was that,
I thought you didn't like Poch.
why did you think that? I said I wanted him from the second Emery got fired from before.
I'm gonna have to do a bit of a.
I don't rate him as when you was calling right. This
No,
is
he said he wasn't world
No, no,
class.
no.
I remember.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
I remember.
we're not world class. So what?
No, but you said we need to get a world class coach.
I
And
said
you
we need
then
to
you
get a
named
top.
Poch.
I said we need to get a top. Listen to what I just said. I just said he can't get the Real Madrid job. He's not that level. I'm saying he can get our job. He's our level. He can do the job that we need. He ain't got no business at Real Madrid.
You think so?
What's he doing at Real Madrid?
I like it. I think he'll do a good job.
Stat padding trophies, isn't it?
Anyway, let's move on from Arsenal. Let's
But
move
I
on
don't
from-
think. I don't think Poch. I don't.
Let's
think
move-
Poch will
let's
come.
move-
Why wouldn't he?
For the reasons.
I
stated,
think you don't have no
I think
peace,
there's
man.
bigger fish to fry than us.
I think he wants
No.
to spend.
Yeah, for me,
How
I
long
was
has he
thinking,
been
I was,
out
I
of
was
a
thinking, I was thinking about the financial part of it because obviously you literally
He come
said,
from Spurs.
but you literally said you got to move heaven and earth to get him. So obviously he's thinking.
No,
he's,
I didn't say we have to. I said we should. Meaning, if he says this is what I want, we give it to him.
Do you think they? But
But
I don't
do you-
think your ownership has shown a history of doing that.
Our
though.
ownership just gave a 33-year-old Willian how much money a week?
Vibes,
We just
bro.
gave
Vibes,
a
bro.
31-year-old Aubameyang how much money? We paid 72 million for fucking Pepe.
I think those are all moves that have hampered you. And the thing is, yeah, every time you take one of them risky moves, yeah, and it doesn't work, it's harder for you to take
No,
another
but
risky
this is the
move.
thing. This is the thing. This is where the excuses come. Everyone, oh, you lot don't do this. You lot. The owners have spent money. They've spent money.
We just spent it badly.
Because of who? It ain't the owners, so the owners will pay the money.
Yeah,
that
the
much
owners
is
need to
evident.
take responsibility though.
That much
They're
is evident.
hiring the people that
How
are.
about this? How about this? We needed a creative midfielder. We targeted one guy and waited until the last day of the window, or the last week of the window, to
what they
do
wanted.
it. Even though, once you knew you couldn't get him, there were options that will improve us tenfold for a quarter of the price, and they did nothing. They thought, you know what? Nah,
Shocking.
we'll just ride it out.
That's poor.
And it's no wonder why we can't fucking. And then not register.
I just
Our
not-
only creative guy.
Look, I know you're not going to say I'm just riding for him, but Smith Rowe tore up the championship on loan last year. Eze tore up the championship when he was there. No. But what I'm saying is Eze tore it up. Smith Rowe tore it up. Eze's coming to
70
Prem,
million.
and he doesn't look out of place, does he?
Nah, he looks
Yeah,
cold.
Eze looks good.
sick,
Eze's good.
So
Eze's good.
why can't Smith Rowe get
The
a game?
talent is
why
always
is he
there.
only bringing him on for 10 minutes in the Europa
Because he's
League?
been injured, but yeah, I agree with that. He should have started in midweek, but apparently they're managing this injury. You know, he's injury prone, man. I don't know what's going on with Smith Rowe.
We'll
But
see.
he should
Let's-
be getting more. He should be playing. I agree with you. I think he should be playing because, bruv, we ain't got anyone else in it, so you might as well play him.
Might as well see what you can get out
But
of
I'm
him.
at the point now where I'm like, I don't think we can get Poch, and I don't know who else we're gonna get. So I'd rather.
Why
let's
couldn't
just-
we could get the guy, the Ajax manager?
Only,
Cool.
yeah.
All right,
We'll
so
move on. Sorry, Morayo
yeah.
wants to move on. Morayo wants to
Talk
move on.
about what, Chelsea?
yeah, man.
Oh, no one
This
cares about
ain't the
them,
episode of Touchy Gooners, bro. This is not Touchy
Gooners on
Gooners.
Wednesday, man. Touchy Gooners on Wednesday.
Shemmy.
Oh, that shit too late. I've been dead.
you lot start-
Bro, you're here at what do you mean? We're here
Fam,
at 10
you know
o'clock,
how
bro.
much I want to go to bed.
Shemmy.